Okay, so I'm a part of this group called Women in Construction, which is hosted by Michelle Moore. And she sent us a group chat in our message and was like, we're having Cindy Stumpo in our room today. And I was like, who is Cindy Stumpo? I never show up because my consistency level was trash. And so I went anyways, and this lady is talking and she knows what the heck she's talking about, like about real estate and construction. And so I'm like, you sound like you need some help. You sound like my mother. You know, the older generation don't know how to operate on these platforms. And she was like, who the F are you? And I was like, oh, just little old Char from Texarkana. And she was like, well, how about you help me and I help you? So I sent her a message on Instagram. It took her like 3-4 days to read it. And she was like, here's my phone number. You help me navigate social media. I'll teach you what I know. And so she was like, you should Google me. And so I Googled Cindy Stumpo, right? I Googled Cindy Stumpo. And this super woman came up, like this super celebrity. And I saw that she'd been on HGTV, like she's the luxury home builder developer in Boston, Massachusetts. Like everybody knows Cindy Stumpo. And so I'm asking my mom and my aunt, do you guys know Cindy Stumpo? She had a show called Tough as Nails. They're like, yeah. And so I saw that she was on HGTV. I saw she was on iHeart Media.
$1 million home builder.
And so I'm like, what? So she was calling me every day back to back. And I'm like, are you really talking to me right now? And she was like, can you shut up? And I just kept talking about myself. But we didn't even talk about business the first few times that I met her. She was asking me about my life. Like, what is your marriage like? What is business like for you? And I was depressed because my business was failing. And she was like, why are you so emotional? You don't know how to operate a business. I'll teach you how to operate a business so you can be successful. But I'm just gonna take you under my wing. So from then on, I started creating spaces for her on social audio apps called The Real Talk with Cindy Stumpo. I moderate her spaces. She provides the value. So I flew to meet her on my birthday. My husband, that was my trip from him to me. That was my birthday present, to go meet her in person. So I flew to Boston and she works like an animal. That's when it got hard. That's when I had to realize or had to make a decision. Do you really want to be in a relationship with this woman? Do you really want to join her, lock arms with her, and allow her to make you a better person? She works like an animal. She goes 18 plus hours a day, Monday through Sunday. She doesn't stop. It's consistent. It's over and over again. I was doing more than just hosting clubhouse rooms. I was on project sites, learning about development, learning about construction, learning about real estate, learning how to do payroll. And then as I was traveling back and forth, I was meshing what I was doing on Clubhouse and also learning development at the same time. So I started to create content on that, had to continue to ask questions on that, and then also host Clubhouse. But the greatest part about it is she's investing into my development as a young lady, as a woman, my development as a wife, like my personal development, teaching me loyalty, honesty, how to just be a mature business person, mature in relationships, how to remove emotions and be emotionally intelligent. So yeah, that's what it's like, and it's very hard. The hardest part is that I'm 100% out of my comfort zone. Like normally my personality or my pattern is to quit when it gets hard or to cry every time I don't like constructive criticism, and I can't do that with her. Like I have to put my big girl panties on or get the heck out of here. I remember she was telling me like she needed me to do something, I'm sitting around on my phone, and it was kind of a reality check, because she was like, you're here because I want you to be here. You have to continually add value to my life because I'm already where I need to be in life. I wanted you to be with me because I like who you are as a person. And so I'm like, I gotta get my crap together. And me crying when she's correcting me, that don't work with her. Like she's like, you don't stop being an immature little child and get your stuff together. Talk like an adult. Like, what do you need to work on? What is it wrong with you that you can be corrected? So I think the hardest part is I'm 100% uncomfortable and I don't have time to stand in my own way. Like my goal is to bring her a more peaceful environment. Like when I'm around her, she calms down some, she laughs. We laugh really hard, and it's all by just being me. And that's very important to me, because in everything else that I've done, or in many different instances, it's so easy for you to try to mold yourself into fitting into different spaces, when if you could just be you from the jump, I think the process will be a lot easier, or you will be a bit more open to change and open to being shaped by somebody else. So that's the greatest part about it. So social audio platforms, it's just audio. You go into a room of people, whether it's public, private, just social, your friends, it's all talk. It's all you listening to the value someone's providing. The greatest part about it is you get to just be you, and you get to speak from whatever value you have. Anything in a way blocking you from providing value. You know, like if you're going into a meeting, it gives you the ability to be heard a lot quicker than you would be when you have to dress it up to get your foot in the door. And so in the beginning, I didn't know how to articulate properly. I wasn't adding value. I was just in these spaces having fun. And she taught me how important it is to, number one, know what you're talking about. Like, we don't have space to cap all the time. Like, your life can be changed around by saying the right thing to somebody who needed to hear it at the right time. And boom, opportunities like just start flooding your way because you spoke value that someone needed to hear. And that's what I like about social audio. Like, I like that you can remove your hats. You can take off your work clothes for the day. You don't have to talk about your education, your experience, none of that. You can just come into a space and add value, and people are listening to that. Breakout social audio apps. So I met the CEO of Breakout, Cody Harvey, through Cindy Stumpo. They wanted her to bring her content over to Breakout, and that's where we have been hosting spaces. Breakout is an amazing platform. They integrated everything that we were already used to on other social media platforms and also other social audio platforms. So the content that we're creating, the value that we're providing, they merged all of those social media platforms into one, and then gave you multiple opportunities or multiple streams of income within that. So there's multiple ways for you to monetize all of the content that you're providing. The founders want the app to be the user's app. So they host spaces asking the community, what are you looking for? What do you need? What will make this the greatest app for you? Or what will make this your safe space? What will make you want to bring your audience here or want to find a new audience? People like us can add value to any situation or any person because of who we are. Whether that's starting your own business or helping someone else in theirs, you add value. So come and join me on Breakout Social Audio app. You talk all day, any dang ways, so why not come and monetize off of it?